Welcome to When Marriage and Purpose
Collide,
the podcast. So, babe, I think people want to know about us a little more. I think we should tell them.
Well, I was looking fine, handsome online. You slid in my DMs. I was standing on a frozen lake with my dad, and it was
Stop, Sturge. Just speed it up.
All right, so basically we met online. Almost a year later, we were engaged, and 6.5 months later, we were married.
So there's so much to our story that we want to share. We always knew we had a mission. We are in no way perfect.
Well, we are passionate about helping Christian singles date with intention and purpose for marriage.
Hence this podcast.
Take a peek into our lives as we handle married life on purpose. There also will be some laughter, some seriousness, and a lot of thought-provoking topics.
So whether you are single and dating, engaged, or newlywed,
wait, don't forget the married couples.
We want to thank you for tuning in.
On to the episode.
Hey!
Yo.
Hey!
Oh, I'm doing. What's happening?
You said yo.
Oh.
Hey!
Yo.
Hey!
Yo.
Hey!
What up?
Get up. Anyway, y'all, we back. Welcome back to another episode of When Marriage and Purpose
Collide, the podcast.
You like that? The podcast. We in here back for another week. Thank y'all so much for listening to us.
Oh yeah.
Man, I'm seeing the numbers go up. We got some people in Bermuda who are looking at watching and listening to this.
We get the extra stats and we're like, oh, United Kingdom, Bermuda, what's happening?
Yeah, so we international.
Hey, we'll do shout outs. We see you. We see
Yeah, for real. Like, listen, we do have a place where folks can, donate. So if you want to keep seeing us, want to help us with quality, with help build our production, with all the people that have given and all in the past, like we have grown and been able to do things with the funds that you have given. So, and we got kids.
Mm-hmm.
That's for the dogs, though.
Oh, my bad. Once in a day.
But anyway, no, we really appreciate y'all. So there is a link. If you click on the link that we have in the description and you want to give $1, $5, $10, $100, whatever it is, let us know. And we can shout you out.
Yeah.
On the podcast because we love y'all. Appreciate y'all for listening to us. But anyway.
Or, subscribe, like, comment, review.
Do all the things.
All that.
All of the things.
Watch the video for more than a minute.
On the YouTubulars.
I look on the stats. iTunes is up.
Yeah, y'all it's a lot of Apple folks out there.
You're bougie.
The bougie
and
Apple
I like
folks. Well, we love y'all. Over here, Android. We're kicking it.
I've been made fun of 3 or 4 times this week just with Android because of iPhone folks. Oh, you don't have the bubble. Okay.
Hear about that bubble?
The iPhone bubbles. Sorry, just come back. I had to do something for the kids.
Them iPhone
bubbles.
No, but Android got some features now too. So I'm able to like and love stuff from iPhoners.
Don't bring that up. Don't bring that up.
Don't like it.
Don't bring that up. We mad late.
I don't care. Y'all been liking and loving and stuff. And
I'm saying us personally mad late because we ain't have phones.
New phones?
Yeah.
There's still Androiders who don't do this.
I know. That's because they like us, where we just now switched over.
They don't know how
to newer phones.
I guess so.
We had our old phones since what?
2000, before the pandemic.
2018.
Is that how long
we had? Yeah.
Probably. But anyway,
could have
that's
been 17.
Today's topic.
When Delia was born, that's her.
That is not the last time we had a phone.
Yes.
Anywho, y'all know what we do. That is not the something interesting topic, although that is something interesting. But I have another something interesting that we're going to start off with. And it's a question that was posed on EJ Speaks. Shout out to EJ Speaks on YouTube. And she had got this from somewhere, but her rendition and deal about this, she's a comedian, so she went in on this and it was hilarious. But the question was, who can show up at your house unannounced and is always welcome? Is that even a thing? Is there someone that you could think of that can ever just pop up and always be welcome and not be, why they here? Who's at the house? You know, you looking on the ring, you looking outside and be like, I don't want to open the door. Or they didn't call me or text me first. Is there somebody?
Well, before we got married, it was basically all my cousins
that could show up unannounced?
Mm-hmm.
And you still welcome them?
Oh, yeah. A few of them had a key.
Okay.
They just walk right on in. Hey, what up? Hey, what's good?
But now
they can still probably show up unannounced, but I don't know.
It'd just be weird.
Yeah, they ain't getting in though.
they not getting in. So what you gonna do? Like, if
I'm just saying because
that's what I'm saying.
Because majority of the time, say if you're not here, I'm downstairs. I don't hear that doorbell.
You don't. Usually I have to tell you somebody's at the door, even though you have a ring and it's going off.
Well, my phone's like silent 24/7.
True.
So
the point is there anybody nowadays, is that even like a thing? And I'm thinking of it now. It's like, I'm sure back in the day, yeah, this was like, of course, people always, they had to show up unannounced. I mean, they could call, but if you didn't answer the phone, now we have texting. So if you don't pick up your phone, we can text you, be like, I just called you, you available? I'm in your area. Can I stop by? Kind of deal. But back in the day, they just called from their house, no matter how far away they were.
Yeah.
You didn't pick up, they showing up at your house anyway, because you didn't pick up your phone.
I'll probably say it depends on where we was living. If we was living somewhere closer, most likely.
I don't understand. Come closer where?
To my family. Oh yeah.
Oh, you mean closer to your family? I'm talking about just okay. Possibly.
I think the only reason why was because they feel like we out of town when we
traveling 40 minutes.
And if we live next to my daddy, oh man.
Yeah.
Unannounced every day.
Every day. Unannounced.
I'm sure if we live right next door to your mama or something like that, it'd be the same thing.
And that, I mean,
she wouldn't even pull up in her driveway. She'd be right in ours.
Yeah. I think it also depends on the level of friendships that you have too.
Oh yeah.
Like, and then also who's coming to your house unannounced. So we got, you got people who, Jehovah's Witnesses, you got Mormon people showing up at your house.
Trick-or-treaters.
Unannounced, trick-or-treaters. You got people who want to sell you stuff that come up to your house already. And you just, I just don't answer the door.
Oh, if we talking about them, they get on my nerves.
Who, that's other people who are out there and about always showing them at your door.
Nah.
But
I treat them like the trick-or-treaters. We don't do that here.
But back in the day, I'm sure it was like that too. So.
Had a good get off my property.
Get off my property. Anyway, so that's just something I wanted to bring up. I just know at times it's changed where, I think before family, even before that, I don't know. I'm just thinking like it's just times have changed now where it's not even, you need a text, basically. You need to get that pretext and it has to be a confirmation, yes or no, before you show up, kind of thing.
I know one thing. Ever since we moved here, we get nothing but these random people trying to sell us on bug deterrents and grass cutting.
Because of the much grass we got.
Maybe you can spray your yard. Your neighbor across the street over there, it's the same thing.
Deborah over here bought some. Okay, Deborah bought it.
Hey, now we know their names. Ain't no Deborah across the street. Ain't near not one Deborah across the street.
Deborah bought it, so how about y'all go ahead? See, that's how they get you.
Because
that's why y'all need to know your neighbors. Because if you knew all your neighbors' names, you would know there wasn't no Deborah over there.
You know they be lying, talking
And
about some Deborah bought our package. We're gonna have a team come out. I ain't seen not one team.
Ain't one team come out to go to do anything to the to spray
Nobody
the
buying
grass.
that stuff.
So, anywho, we could spend time on that all day. But that was our segment of.
I'm mad about that.
Something interesting. Be mad, but let's move on.
All right.
So what we talking about today, babe? What do we want to bring to the people today?
Them love languages.
Love languages.
I need to add cloud noises and everything. I don't know what that sounds like.
No, love languages. We were talking about this topic, and actually we're doing this topic with our life group right now. So we are life group host, and we have a family that comes in, and we lead the
we co-host.
There you go. We co-host the evening.
I don't think the family know they're hosting too.
That's okay.
We love you. Oh, sorry.
And we started as our topic or our theme. What is it called? Our subject.
What?
For the life group. What is it called? Anyway.
The group?
The group. The subject of what we're doing. I can't find the word, the language of how to say what we're doing. The umbrella, the topic that we're doing for the life group is surrounded around languages. And we decided to go that route because of the marriage and family. Yeah. And so actually it kind of opened our eyes to a lot since doing it, because we were able to revisit some things regarding love languages and our love languages and yeah, so
which changed, but we'll get on to that.
Yeah. So why specifically do you think we brought up this topic? Because we talked about it.
I think a lot of it is probably because we've been talking about it, and then a lot of stuff that I've been hearing has been surrounding it in a way. So it's kind of like it's that season for it to pop back up for people.
Yeah.
Especially if they don't know what the love language is, or they just doing surface stuff and they miscommunicating right now. So
yeah, miscommunication. What I've been finding too is not everybody, to me, I felt like everybody knew what love languages are.
Oh no, they heard of it.
Or they heard of it, but to me, I felt like people know, at least when you say it, I feel like people know about it. But I feel like, but I've heard now that a lot of people are still like, what's that? What's love languages? And so it's a large amount of people out there who still don't know about it, or they may have heard it and they're like, oh yeah, but they don't say it like that.
They treat it like a zodiac sign.
Yeah, they treat it like zodiac signs. And so I feel like this is a good topic to revisit, especially since we like reaching folks in relationships, folks who are single out there. And I was kind of revisiting, before you met me, did you know about love languages?
No. No.
And so I was talking to you yesterday about women and men, and how I knew whenever it came up. I don't remember exactly when I heard about it and actually did the test and all this stuff. And so we'll go over what the 5 love languages are in a minute. But when before, it was with our friends, our friend group. So our friend groups, we saw the love languages test. Now this was some years, probably 10 years ago, that I actually 10, maybe 11 years ago, that I actually just took the test or the assessment, and it showed me my top love languages. And so our friend group, we now were able to build a closer friendship and community together, because now we knew each other's love language. And so that's how we built it, and then, and even we used it as something for work, which is weird, because I know we talked about in our life group about, can it go into different levels? And actually at work, we found out what folks' love languages were too. And so that helped our management and our team kind of know how to praise people or not praise somebody, or what to do for that person because of the love languages. But still, it wasn't a thing, but it wasn't a thing for many people. It was still like, at work, we do love languages, or they still didn't know about it. And so for you, I asked you yesterday, I was like, oh, so what about men? I don't hear a lot of men who aren't in a relationship or single really talk about like love languages, or to each other. I mean, like, do y'all actually mention like, yeah, bro, my love language is, I'm words of affirmation?
Oh, well, it's two different things. One, a lot of single men, they're not going to talk about that because one, we don't hear about it, or we don't talk about it. Like it's not that thing. But I would say is mostly introduced to men who are either seeking relationships or in a relationship. That's the only time they'll probably hear it about love languages.
You said seeking or in, but that's I feel like y'all need to know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's usually like, oh, okay, cool. We're in a relationship. Oh, let's do this love language thing. Like it's usually how you introduced it to me. That's how a lot of men get introduced to it.
So when I introduced it to you, what'd you think of when I said take this assessment with me or do this? I want to know, like, what did you initially think?
Oh, another test? That's what I thought.
And then what? Like you was okay with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, all right, let's get over with. See what
let's get it over with.
Let's get over with. See what I am.
See what I am. But do you like stuff like that? And that might be why too.
Well, you already know I like doing stats and well, you probably don't because you ain't in my games like that.
No, I'm not into video games.
I like the stats and everything like that. I like the little numbers and everything. So I'm fine with stuff like that.
Okay. But I was just thinking, like, are men as a whole, like, because it's like, well, not men as a whole, I shouldn't say that because all men aren't the same. But I was just like doing an assessment to say, how I speak the love languages. Like, to me, it'd be like off-putting, or maybe it may be off-putting to some, maybe, or is it?
A little bit, yeah. Ain't no man gonna, like I said earlier, a lot of men ain't gonna ask another man, "Hey, what's your love language?" Although I did yesterday, and it was hilarious.
Yeah, so that's what. So DJ asked his friend group in text,
hilarious.
Whatever. So how did it go when you asked them about love language?
Well, my friends already something else, but one of them, I don't know if I should repeat what he said just because of policies and rules, but
policies and rules.
He said something along as a sexual act, and it was hilarious. But the thing is, he was speaking kind of a fact because it was like, wait a minute, in a way, if you think about it, it was kind of bundled up with a lot of love languages. You had affirmations in there, you had physical touch, gifts.
Did a whole deal. But do you think he really knew about
No, not at all.
That's my point.
Well, he said he was kidding at the end, so I think he knew he just wanted.
He was just
I don't know. He answered that mighty quick. I don't think he actually know.
Okay, got you.
Or yeah, he just don't care.
And so so I was just like, men out there, assignment. If y'all have a friend group, go ahead and ask them what their love languages are, and get back to us. What they say? What they say? Because women, we automatically, we just sprout it out, like, I'm quality time. We just know. But with men, y'all be like, oh shoot, I mean, would
I don't think that's going to go as well as you think it's going to go.
And that's okay. But I'm also just bringing up the differences too. So, but yeah. So, and then another thing I wanted to, chime in on was about older generations. I feel like a lot of the older generations in my family, or that I've heard of, they are looking at love languages like, why we need that? What's that?
Oh, yeah, they have,
I love her. She
yeah, they have other things.
She loved me. We in love together. What we need to do about love languages? We've been married for 30, 40 years. Or,
No, they had a different kind of love language going on back there.
They this is why the book was created.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is why love language was created, because of the stuff that generations they have not done.
What, and so they're like, what them pajamas called, muumuus? They had those.
And that was a love language?
That was a love language. That's why there was 14 kids.
That was a love language.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just feel like a lot of people still don't know about it. I mean, I was talking to a friend as well, and she said that she brought it to her husband. They've been married, I want to say less than 10 years, but they're older. couple, and I'll say 50s, in their 50s, and she was like, her husband was like, I don't want to do that. Like, yeah. So it's just hearing that to me for some reason is just foreign because I'm so used to everybody talking about it. Everybody knows about it. You know, the people in my circles or the people I talk to, like, it's not a thing. And so when I hear somebody does it, I'm like, oh, it's, people don't know about it.
You ask a man, especially, he all about his manhood. You ask him about that love language. He's like, "What you mean?" No, I ain't ask me about my love language.
So if the barber asks you about your love language, it will be weird.
Oh,
Especially if they look in your eyes when they buzz in the front.
It's happening?
Hey man, let me get that. So what's your love language?
No, it's already bad enough. I don't want to look you in the eye while you try to trim my lip.
Oh my gosh, funny. Anyway,
but yeah, my people around me, they something else. So I'm pretty sure he would go into some rant about love languages and how somehow it's related to worshiping or something. I don't know. It gets wild in there, so I don't know if I should even ask that question.
You don't have to.
I'm gonna ask it.
Okay, or ask it. I'm
gonna ask it and record it and see what happens.
All right, and report back.
Hopefully, I make it back.
Right. It's like, where you at?
Right.
I asked him about love language.
I asked him that. Right.
Anyway, all right. So some people y'all probably hear and y'all probably like, I don't know all the love languages y'all talking about. Maybe I don't know what love languages are and why is it important? Y'all saying that it's important, or a lot of people have mentioned how important it is to have this in a relationship. It helps with communication. It helps build, intimacy, all these things. But I don't understand, like, why does that matter? If we don't do it, is it bad, or should we try to figure this out, or do I need to understand my love language before I get into a relationship, kind of thing, and so why does this matter? Why do love languages matter, period? What's your take on it?
I don't think it's like super important, but at the same time it does add another element of knowing how to navigate your relationship with another person, especially if you already have some like structure already. I think adding the love language is like, oh, okay, it kind of, now I know how to navigate around you. If you, especially if your love language is like, I don't know, affirmations, it's like, now I know I can work on trying to build you up with words, instead of just like never say anything and wonder why we having issues.
Yeah. And to piggyback on that is, to me, we always talk about doing the work and doing the work on yourself. And I know sometimes following trends for some people, like, if you see everybody doing this one test or one assessment for this, some people are like against it. They're like, I don't want to do that. It's a trend. Like, I don't want to follow trends like that. But for this particular one, like, it works.
Oh yeah.
Like, it was studied. It was science behind this. Gary Chapman, he done videos that we showed his old 90s video in our life group, but it's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good. And so there's work behind this, and I see the fruit of what we got out of it in our relationship and how much it helps us. It's just understanding your partner, it's understanding yourself, it's understanding how you navigate not only romantic relationships, friendships, family, your children.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's wrapped around so much more than it's just a trend. So I would say try it. If you can, try it out and see how it works, see what it says about yourself if you have not done it yet. But we want to also talk about, like, what are these 5 love languages? 5 love languages. Mr. Gary Chapman has written a book about it, has videos about it. You can take the assessment online and get your top, love language for yourself.
You'll be able to see them.
And so the reason why we're bringing this up too is because there's a lot of positives, right? But I found that also with the positives, there's some ways that it's become problematic.
Yep.
If you don't do this the right way. So we're going to share with you just a little bit of, okay, so first one we got here is words of affirmation. And so I'm gonna read this because I'd rather do that so y'all can get the gist, because I'm gonna fumble it up if I try to think about it by myself. So for someone whose love language is words of affirmation, hearing compliments and kind words from their partner is crucial. If their partner rarely offers verbal praise or support, they may feel unappreciated and undervalued in the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So that's words of affirmation. So as you're reading this, think about yourself as well. Acts of service is someone who values acts of service may feel most loved when their partner helps them with tasks or takes care of them in tangible ways. If their partner is always too busy or unwilling to help, they may feel neglected and unsupported. So that's acts of service. Now, receiving gifts. All right. Receiving gifts can be the way for someone to feel loved and appreciated. If their partner forgets special occasions or never surprises them with thoughtful gifts, they may feel unimportant in the relationship. Then we got quality time as the fourth one, and it says spending meaningful time together is crucial for someone whose love languages is quality time. If their partner is always distracted or too busy to give them their undivided attention, they may feel lonely and unfulfilled in their relationship. And lastly is physical touch. This is for someone whose love language is physical touch. Non-sexual touch like hugging, holding hands, and cuddling can be incredibly important. I think I said that word right, incredibly. Yeah. If their partner doesn't like physical touch or is uncomfortable with it, they may feel rejected and unloved. All right. So, before we dive into some of the problems that we see with these 5 love languages, or what can happen if you don't use them correctly, use them at all, or if you navigate it the wrong way, we want to talk about us in our love languages. We want to share a little about, and we kind of did this a little bit on the podcast, I think some time ago, maybe weaved in a topic.
Yeah.
Don't ask me what episode, but that means if you haven't listened to the first season, y'all need to go back. If you haven't listened to the second season, you need to go back. But
see where it came from.
See where it came from and tell us what episode. And then, but no, yeah. So, babe, what are your love languages? Your top 2. Usually, we go by the top 2 when you ask folks their love languages.
Physical touch. I already know that. I think that's majority, like all men.
I've never heard a man not say physical touch.
Oh, it's gonna be there. It might not be number 1,
but it's gonna
be there. Physical touch. Mm-hmm. And I think right now is probably words of affirmation.
Ooh, right now. It is right now. I think right now.
Yeah, because
it is right now.
Hey now.
Oh, okay.
Words of affirmations. No, there you go. But no, I'm saying right now because it could change. It could
I see what you mean. Right now.
Acts of service or something.
Sure. And mine are quality time and acts of service. So 2, both of ours are different.
Oh yeah.
Both of ours are different. And so I want us to share about, like, what do we do for one another to speak each other's love language? So, you knowing my love language is quality time and acts of service, how do you speak my love language? In what ways do you do that?
You really don't remember anything I said? I know what it is. You've been on that game with all your little friends.
Why they gotta be little friends? Anyway, you still didn't give me time to chill.
Chill? What you talking about? You got all the time in the world. Plus, you know what? What are we eating for dinner?
What you want to eat?
Just pick up something. I don't care.
Tacos?
We had tacos a few nights ago, so no.
Chicken? Chinese? Thai?
Ugh. Fine, let's just do tacos.
Hold up. You know what? When's the last time we did check-in?
We hear all the time about how important communication is in a relationship, and most importantly, a marriage. But what does communication really look like? Well, in the Couples Check-In Communication Game Changer, we provide tips and tools on starting your own check-in. If you feel like communication is failing, or that you are both not on the same page, or you just want to try something new in your relationship, get this resource today. Visit www.lucretiahaley.com to get yours today.
Well, I know with acts of service, I try to Okay, well, every now and then, like, all right, let me go ahead and try to, get these dishes done or clean up because I already know stuff, kids and stuff started getting cluttered, and she, probably went to work, came home, and it was like living room gonna be jacked up. I was like, let me go ahead and clean this up. So when she get in, like, ooh, freedom. Or kind of like lately where we're getting stuff done. I was like, let me go ahead and knock this out. So when you get home, it'll be done.
Yeah. I see you do that. And sometimes I don't realize that it's acts of service. It's a part of, to me, it's just a part of you being a natural servant that you've always been doing. You've always cared about me and, getting stuff off my plate. And so when you say it, it's hard for me. And that's probably why I don't have my language is not affirmations, because when you say it, I'm like, oh yeah, but that's a part of you.
Yeah. I do so much. It's normal.
Yeah, it's normal. Go ahead. Okay. Acts of service part. So I appreciate that.
And then quality time, which I already know I need to do more of. We try to do date nights, try to, watch shows together. I'm trying to think of other
Although that's not the true definition of quality time.
I know it's not the true definition,
but it does help. Even though they say undivided attention and eye contact. But it's still, for me, sitting and watching television together is a part of it. So go ahead. Sorry.
Although there'll be other times where you're just like, okay, we're going to sit here and, just talk about stuff, especially if you want to talk about whatever is going on or wherever's in your mind. We just sit and talk. I give you my attention. I'll be like, put my phone down. Don't, pick it up and be texting or something like that, or trying to watch a video while you're talking to me or something.
Yeah.
Although every now and then you catch me up, like today, you caught me when I'm downstairs. I'm like, I'm playing the game, and she's like talking to me, but I'm listening to what you're hearing. Like I hear everything you're saying.
And that's the thing. So men who play video games, let's stop right here for just a second. Men video games, y'all got to be able to learn how to multitask.
Yes.
What DJ has done, and multitask and sacrifice and be attentive. And so what I've learned, what he's done, and it wasn't always like this. This is over time. So this may be something where you have to grow into. But what I've seen him do is be able to still pay attention to me and listen to me. And I still know that he's listening to me while he's on the game. Like he will pause if it need be, but if he's like in the middle of something, he'll still try to look my direction, or I still hear him trying to, like, he's still in the conversation. He's not totally out of it. And I'm not paying attention to anything on the game. Like I look at him shooting folks and stuff like that, like
Yeah, you can hear it, but
I can hear it, and I hear people on the other end. But because he's able to actually still be in my conversation, it still means a whole lot. And so, and when I get home, or if he's home, I come home or whatever, he still finds time, or I know, and we've learned this about each other, where I know that he's probably not going to come up right away in the middle of a mission, but right after that ends or whatever, he's going to come up here and ask me how my day is. So you have to learn your partner. And also I had to speak up I had to tell you, what it was. So for me.
Now that's not for everybody. No, some women are just like, nah, forget that.
Right. But I'm just saying though, like if we want to, I didn't want to just cut the video game off.
Oh yeah, compromise.
For you.
No, it's compromise.
Oh, compromise. Let's say compliment. And so
compliments.
So anyway, so that's what you do as far as quality time and
like I said, I need to do more quality time. We'll figure it out.
And that's, anyway, I could go deep into that. Yes, I feel like you do a lot, but yes, we could do more. I'm always down for more. So, and
what you got
for you, since yours is physical touch and words of affirmation, for the physical touch part, we also have to realize sometimes
you be struggling.
Our partners who aren't that love language, we don't speak that love language, that is harder for us to show it. So if he is your physical touch, it's hard for me to just either you touch me and then I touch you because that's not who I am. It's not in my language. I don't feel it like you feel it.
Yeah.
So for me, I have to make more time or be thoughtful of when I have to, I'll come up to you, rub your back, or make sure to give you a hug, or, let you hug me. Or if I'm coming home, or you're coming home or whatever, or just whatever it is, I know that you need that. So, and I know that that's what helps me speak your love language. So I try to fight harder to do it, even though I don't like it sometimes.
Oh yeah, no,
And
trust
it's
me.
not that I don't
understand.
like it, like, rah, it's just that I'm just not in the mood, for touches. And I'm not a PDA person either.
Yeah.
And so,
Although
or a handsy
in the
person
house.
or affectionate person, I know we in that. Well, we are in the house.
We in the house. I ain't doing outside.
Look at that, it's through the window.
Shut the window.
But so yeah, so I try to do more. I try to be thoughtful more, and I have been. You feel I've been not thoughtful?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so sometimes he catch me off guard.
I just be greedy.
Yeah, he be asking for more.
Mm-hmm.
He don't be doing that. The next thing I do for you for words of affirmations is, and I try to, like, when I see you do something that I've asked you to do, or that the honeydew list or whatever, I make sure to also praise you for those moments when you do it. Like, not just be like, you're supposed to do that, why I gotta say something, but I try to make sure that I say something for that. A lot of you know that we do our check-ins, and we try to do it bi-weekly, and a part of our check-in is the affirmations piece. Compliments, there you go. Compliment piece. And so that's our time to where we go back and forth and share affirmations to one another. And so I think that's where I also do it. And then so how do you feel? You feel that has helped you?
Oh yeah, I be getting those.
Yeah,
I take it every time.
But it's just because it shows way we love to be loved. And go ahead. You gotta say something.
Yeah, I was.
Go ahead.
I would. Well, no, I would. I will say there's a few things I did see, not between us, but outside of stuff like TikToks and stuff. There's a lot of men who, of course, don't get those affirmations, or if struggle with physical touch. But
why do you think that is?
Well,
why aren't they getting that?
It's not normal
for men to receive affirmations.
Yeah, especially from the significant other. It's not normal. One thing I heard, and it's actually just heard it yesterday. A man got a basically affirmation from his wife right when he walked in the door. She said, "Thank you for going to work." And that man, she said that man balled up. She said, "I broke him." He balled up and started crying. She's like, "Oh my God, I broke him." Like, well, the thing is, like, hearing that one is random, like, to hear "Thank you for going to work." God, like, he probably wasn't expecting. He probably just thinking, come on in. Hey, honey, how you doing? Probably a kiss, or maybe not. Just walk in, do whatever, go about your day. But to hear something like that, and it don't even have to be forced or anything like that. But it's you may think, oh, it's just something simple. But for that man to come in, go every day for wherever's going on at his job, all the stress and all that. And he may not even feel like that stress is coming. And you just hit him with that. Oh man, just relief.
Yeah.
That man just let go of all, probably the very first day he started working when he was a little kid to then all that stress.
And it's a small, like, thank you for going to work. Like, it wasn't a grand paragraph or essay, it was simple words.
Simple.
And that's what I think we have to think about. Like, what are some of the simple words you can say? Thank you is huge. I love you. Why I love you. All the things like, this is why I love you.
Yeah.
Go ahead and just play the song and then sing it to him.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Because
he gonna look confused, but yeah.
But no, and I think sometimes we think too hard with a lot of these. When you just go back to the basics, the simple, and this is where communication is definitely needed. Yeah, this one with communication is definitely needed.
Don't worry, my messages are going off too. I gotta see who it is.
I'm like, what is happening? Text messages. Okay. So now we're going to move into, since we kind of got a gist of like, okay, we got the love languages. You kind of heard a little bit about ours. We kind of gave you an overview of what it is. Love languages can also be problematic if you make them.
Yes.
Right? If you make them. And I think we don't talk about this part a lot out there in society. We talk about the good parts. Oh, receiving gifts.
Good parts, surface. All surface.
Surface. Oh, I'm gonna take the test. Oh, I love you. I'm gonna take the assessment. We're gonna do these things. I don't know where my English accent came from or that. But anyway, but there's so much stuff that I hear other couples do, or I see it, in my family or whatever, and just you hear it. And you're like, but you're not using the love languages the right way.
Yeah.
And so if you're not using them the right way, then you're not going to get the results that you need. And so we're going to go into some of the problems that come up, like 6 problems that come up when it comes to love languages. And so one of them is that love languages can get used, and we've seen this for scorekeeping. So you can try to level up or one up your partner because, oh, I did this for you, so you gonna do this for me, or you thinking that it could be the other way too, where you see them doing so much that you don't know where you fit in, and so you're like, well, I don't know where I fit. Like he got 10 points worth of acts of service that he's done for me. I don't know if I can level up and do 10 affirmation points.
Well, actually, the realistic one that I've seen for men was where, say, he's doing all this stuff. He's fixing that, fixing this, doing this, doing that, doing all this stuff. Basically, in his mind, he scorekeeping all this stuff, and then he looks back. He's like, "Oh, she did no kind of acts of service. I'm doing all this acts of service, and no acts of service being done for me." And then now he's upset because it's like, what you doing?
Or they can use it as a way for intimacy, or for sex. And so it's like, oh, I did all this, so
where them cheeks at?
This is what you talking about. I did you said you're a quality time. I spent time with you. So, kind of deal. And that's not the way we should be looking at it.
Oof.
If you're looking at it that way, you're looking at it the wrong way.
Yeah.
Because, and also and this is why love language is so surface, because it's something probably deeper underneath this that's causing him or her to not be where his level is, or drop down to where she is, and then the communication happens.
Oof. To use acts of service as a weapon to get some cheese.
A weapon. And it's
that's
in
crazy.
that's so it could be from, and I'm looking at something here where it's like childcare, planning vacations, initiating sex, making up after an argument, all these things, right? And and it's like, that's some points, and then you're using it. So that's problematic. That's problematic.
Making up after the argument.
The other one is another problem that we see also, is the love languages can change. Love languages can change. And so the thing about this is that my level, and I could go off of me, I can talk about me more, is that until children is when my love languages switched. So top used to be quality time.
Yep.
And then it was acts of service, because that's where I was. So single life, quality time, I was with my friends. Like, I loved quality time with my friends, speak with them over the phone, talking with them, whatever. And with DJ, all that stuff. And then when kids came around, I was like, I realized that acts of service came first, because of a lot more responsibility that was on me. And so he had to step up and show a lot more, to help me out. in different areas because of the kids.
Yep.
And because of responsibilities and because all the things we had going on. So now it's switched. And so it's imperative and important that sometimes we're not listening or seeing the evolving happen, within our partners and communicating this. And I don't think I realized until I think I took the test again.
Yeah, you took it again.
I took the assessment again, and that's how I really found out that it was. So you may be in a relationship, or you may have taken this some time ago, and you're thinking that you're still the same person with the same love language.
People change.
And yeah, it changed. It can happen. So this is why it's important to always dialogue, to always talk about, to exercise your communication skills. I talk about it all the time. Don't wait for the relationship to start talking and having hard conversations and exercising your communication skills. We should be having, and I failed at this myself, this is why I talk about it. We should be having those hard conversations with our friends, with our family members, so that when you get into a relationship, you kind of know how to tackle different seasons and words and language and how not to cut and hurt. Like, you know how to package what you want to say to that person so that you can get what you need out of the conversation.
Yeah.
To help you out. Because really it's a win-win if you know how to package it and not be evil in your conversations.
Yeah. No,
or have the wrong intentions.
Oh, I like this one.
Go ahead. What's the
love doesn't only have to be given to us by others. I think this one I really would say men should do before seeking a relationship.
Tell me why. Ooh, let's talk.
Date yourself.
Ooh, talk, babe, talk.
I know women say that all the time, but
yeah,
for real though, like if you enjoy watching all the movies and stuff like that, go yourself. Actually, there's a few dudes I talked to them during COVID. They was just like, I just went to the movies by myself. There you go. That's do what you enjoy, because a lot of times you probably meet somebody ain't gonna enjoy the same things you got. Just enjoy what you got, man.
And don't wait for her to travel.
That's a whole different story.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm talking for me. Don't wait for him.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying.
You can travel, but watch out for the passport bros. I just gotta say that.
Oh. I'm just saying, like, get out. Do stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like, be able to go
road trip somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I'm talking about. You always gotta take it to the next level.
I'm just saying that's the thing right now. It's hot commodity.
What's hot commodity?
Passport bros.
Oh, passport bros. Yeah. We don't gonna get into that.
That's a whole different topic.
But no, anyway. Like, it's basically, so I like what they're like. I like where you're going with this, where is dating yourself.
Yeah.
We say it all. Women, we talk about this all the time. We will date yourself. Make sure you go out, table for one, and be okay with dining by yourself. It's okay.
Well, it's a different.
I'm saying for us.
Yeah, but when y'all be doing the date yourself and be at home with a box of wine and bubbles.
And that's why in my coaching program, I do something different for the ladies that are in my program. I teach them a little bit of something different. So where it's not at home.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Because in your future coaching program, you'll be able to teach the men how to date themselves.
Yeah, go out, walk around, do something.
And it's important to know, and then actually you can exercise and see how you respond to yourself in the 5 love languages, and all those things. So if you love receiving gifts, if you love, if it's touch, like, it doesn't have to be like, if it's touch, like, just think about people in your family, who do you need a hug from? Your friends around you, who do you need to spend time with? Right. All those things, like, but think about yourself, like how you can actually love on you.
Yeah. Or you could think of it this way.
Yeah.
If you was to ever date somebody like you, would you be able to date yourself? Like, you hear it all the time, I want somebody like me. Well, would you like yourself? Some people don't like themselves. So how are you going to date yourself?
So mainly with this one is, y'all, don't wait for your partner to get a man, to get a woman, before you start actually feeling good
about yourself.
Fill
your tank up. That's what it says.
And this is where we're talking about doing the work, right? All right. Take this assessment, think about it. Don't just take it and then throw it away.
Some practicing.
Some practicing. All right, babe, what's the next one?
The love languages are not a universal salve.
So talk about it. What's that talking about?
So basically, learning to speak to others' love language won't remedy toxic behaviors. So, people narcissistic, all the other stuff, they use that. We kind of said a little bit of that, where somebody's like, hey, I'm scorekeeping, I'm doing all this other stuff. I'm doing it on purpose, though, in order to get some cheeks.
Listen.
But one of the things that I've seen actually recently is miscommunication of love language. Where one person is, say, your girl's doing acts of service, you doing acts of service, but neither one of y'all's love language is fully acts of service. You're just doing it because that's what you want back. So it's like, well, and she's like, oh, well, that's my love language. That's what I do. But that's your love language. When my love language is physical touch, and you ain't doing none of that, but you doing all this acts of service, which is great. But basically my side is not being filled, where we're just doing everything for you.
Yeah.
And that could be a big problem, especially if it's not being communicated. So the only things being communicated is just the acts of service part. Like, it becomes the issue.
Yeah.
So get y'all's things in order.
Yeah, and it's more so where you might have covered love languages, or you might have talked about what the relationship is going to be, the expectations, and you never revisited it.
Yeah.
Revisited it. So now you're doing things just by what you think it is, but you all have grown, or there's another stage in your life. And now you're wondering, like, why aren't they listening to me? Or why don't I feel loved? They know where I am, but maybe they forgot. Like, you can't just do this and then expect everything to just switch automatically.
Yeah.
And sometimes it does not address the core issue. It doesn't.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing too. It's like you got all these other problems going on. Love languages. That's why I say it's an element and not a need, because a lot of times it's not going to cure whatever you got going on. So if you got miscommunication all around, it's not going to cure that. It's just going to help if you figure stuff out. But you still got other problems. So say if you got money issues, words of affirmation is not going to help you. Money issues,
and you can't bring it in the midst of especially you can't bring it this new. Y'all, say for instance, y'all have never done this, right? You've never done this assessment before, and now you want to introduce it in the most problematic, chaotic part of the relationship.
Oh man!
Right now,
y'all just broke up, got back together.
It's not. It's not. What's the core issue first, and then try to build off that.
Yeah.
Kind of deal.
Yeah.
Figure out how to resolve the core deal that's going on.
It should be used as a tool to help the relationship as far as trying to get the communication going, instead of a band-aid, because they ain't gonna work. Yeah.
And really, this is about, when we talk about sacrifice, this is a part of the sacrifice that has to happen. If you can't humble yourself a little bit to do or serve the person and speak their love language, that says a lot about you.
Yeah.
That means it's hard to do. Like, it's not easy for me to show you physical touch when I don't want to do it, especially if I'm irritated by you or irritated by my day or whatnot. I have to come outside of myself.
Now, just say physical touch is not always sexual. Just let you know. Intimacies can be hug, kiss on the cheek, or just holding hands. Something simple. As long as it's just touch, we
touch.
Good. Right?
Touch.
As long as it's just that's cool. But I did want to go back on that. Oh, my son
was cracking up.
What is he watching?
He's watching Minions.
Minions.
I never heard him laugh like that.
Anyway, I forgot. But
I don't know what you were talking about. His laugh just threw me.
His laughter.
I think it'll come back. You want to come back?
Yeah,
He's gonna make a good point too.
I was.
It was gonna be like that.
Like the other one, it do wrap around. It's gonna come back. He gonna come back.
All right, and the last one is love language can get used. Oh yes, love language can get used as a quick fix, and it's not supposed to be not supposed to be that quick fix. Like you're like, okay, like we were talking about before, where we slap the love languages on a problem. That's like slapping a Band-Aid over a heart surgery. Like you're just putting over there, like, okay, love languages. All right, you
put some stitches on it.
Put some stitches. All right, go on about your day, sir. Have a good one. Live your life.
But my chest is open.
Right, exactly. You cannot. It's not a Band-Aid, real quick. Especially if you are dealing with some unforgiveness issues. If there was some infidelity issues. If there was, something where that person scarred you or is abusive, all those things, verbally abusive, and then now you're trying to use this. Well, let's use the love languages to kind of help push this. It's putting the square piece in the circle spot, and it's not going, it's not fit. It can't be that.
I'm gonna make it fit so you break things.
And make it fit, and you break things, and you're trying to force this. Well, everybody else is doing it, or our pastor, our small group, or all this, they're saying we can do it, but yet you have some stuff that you need to resolve.
Yeah.
And some of it is a lot of where we need to go back to individual therapy and to couples therapy. And this is why it's so imperative, like so crucial, that you find good and sound premarital counseling. If you have not listened to our previous episode with Taylor and Michael about therapy saving their marriage, it hit so many points on there, what therapy did to help their marriage and their relationship grow. And some of the things you find out about yourself that you would never know, that your partner would never know, that you uncovered about yourself, and now it's helping you grow. So this is like basically saying, go back to the basics of you and go really get the help you need.
Yeah.
Love languages is not therapy. Love languages is assessment, is a book, is some videos that can help you as a tool and a resource in your marriage and while you're doing therapy, but it's not therapy.
No. I finally remembered though.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I'm just still talking.
No, I was gonna
let
you go. I was like, hey, I'll let you go, but I happen to him.
But
as far as the physical touch, I did see another video, seen all kind of videos, but where the mom basically her physical touch is just overloaded because of kids.
Yeah.
So the whole time kids touch, and then the husband come home, he want to touch, but by the time he get there, she overloaded.
What are you talking about? Reminding you, that's me.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I was saying I saw a video of that, and I brought it up to you. I was like, you know what? I never looked at that, in that way where it's like, okay, especially Saturdays or during the time where you was home and stuff. It's like, oh, okay, I get it now.
Yeah, and we have to realize we have to be in our person's shoes, in our partner's shoes sometimes. And I think that's what you had to realize what was happening.
Yep. It says it in there. See the partner as other and not as you.
Yeah. Because you can't demand, I want physical touch.
Give me touch.
Touch me now, woman.
Like, I've been touching and I don't want no more.
Yeah, overstimulated. I am overstimulated by them a lot because they are needy little children.
Just touch, pick me
just
up.
Little minions.
Climb.
They are minions. Okay.
That's why you're laughing, because that's me.
That's they looking at themselves in the mirror as minions, and they'll be all over you. And then I want to, and the thing is, I want to be able to show you that, but I don't have it.
No, that's fine.
You know what I'm saying? So And then, but that's where, again, if I didn't share that with you, or if you didn't share that with me, we would have never known.
We never know.
And so it's a part to where we could repair and reconnect with one another, you know,
give you time.
So the conflict, because a conflict can arise. You could then resent, and you could, you know, be like, you ain't giving me a touch today. And it'd be like, and you can get mad at me, and I could be like, where's that coming from? It could be a whole nother conflict arises. But until you're able to reconnect and establish that connecting and identify the other, you know.
That's why I said I'd be greedy.
Yes, I think I kind of, I talked about this a little bit. But okay, so number 6 is the love languages won't fix underlying issues, although it kind of was what was talking about with the previous one. Is that it won't fix everything in a relationship, and it's not the answer to every equation.
Yeah,
you know, you have to give it time. I would say also it's patience. Because if you're learning one another, especially if you're starting out in a dating relationship, you're still learning one another. You can't expect that person to know you and every piece of you yet. Y'all not married yet. Y'all still trying to learn each other. You're trying to figure out if you still want to marry the person, period. And you're going to make expectations of that person to do X, Y, Z of you, and they're still learning you. So don't make it so demanding, especially when you're starting out. Just use it as a tool for y'all, like we said before, to reconnect and repair. And to understand. I think also talking with you about it in our life group, I was able to understand why you need it. You know, like you went into your past, you know, you told me, you know, childhood stuff.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so talk about that. You know, I mean, you know what I'm talking about now. I'm just saying in your in your relationships, you know, that might be that piece of vulnerability that you need to hear from that person, to be like, well, where is that coming from? Why do you need physical touch?
Yeah.
Why do you feel like you need affirmations?
Actually, that ain't even the past thing. I think this is physical touch, usually physical touch for whoever man. And the reason why it's high is because a lot of times they go through the whole day of touching nothing but hard things, like just
hard things.
I'm just saying, like tools, boxes, cars, whatever it is. It's like
some work in the office,
pens,
paper, printers.
Right. There's nothing soft or women-like or whoever. Nothing where it's just like you're not being touched. Just these physical objects all day, and then when you get home, there's main thing you want to touch is there.
Yeah.
It's like, yes. But that's I mean, that's usually what it, especially, you know, younger, it's like, it's probably the same thing. You maybe never had that. There's a lot of men who never had that kind of, you know, intimacy to where they starved out here.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And that's one key piece where you might not know that until you have conversations.
And that's why they just like, physical touch is hard for me because I want it all right now.
I want it all right now. And I can imagine, I won't go there. I was going to say with socioeconomic statuses and growing up demographics, Black men.
Oh, yeah.
You know, all that stuff. Like how that could be just a high on the scale. So, you know, period. Because it's not a thing. Like, you know.
I'll tell you that for men is physical touch, acts of service, and they don't even know yet affirmations.
Yeah. And this is another piece of why you have to start early with your children. And we were learning that with kids, just show them all the affirmations.
All of it.
Just give all the love to them. And then later on you'll begin to pick on what key pieces of the love languages, how you can speak their love language.
It ain't gonna be easy.
And of course it's gonna be evolved. It's gonna be just like we evolve, they're gonna evolve, especially they probably gonna evolve faster because every day they change.
Oh my God.
You know, every year is different for them.
It's like they go to sleep, reboot, and then there's a whole nother kid that woke up.
Exactly. Control Alt Delete.
Right.
Do it over.
When you learn that word, you didn't have that yesterday. Now it's in your arsenal today. What's going on?
It's like I don't know what happens. They just the whole files delete, and then
she woke up and she had a whole nother voice.
And so
Daddy. Oh.
but it's like, and then and that's going to help them, because if you didn't get it as a child, think about what you can give for your child, for your future, you know. And that's another conversation to talk about with your partner or your future husband or wife.
Oh, also, if you didn't know, there's love languages for kids too.
Yeah,
for the parents and the kids.
Yeah, there's some documents out there. It's a quick Googler search.
I didn't even know that. And so we started doing. I was like, "Wait, what?"
And we got some other stuff on there. Some other, I forgot what it was, but I was
love
like,
languages for your pets.
Okay. On that note, anyway, I hope y'all got a lot from this discussion. And we just wanted to bring this to y'all. We know that it's useful.
Yep.
And wherever you fall in line, whether you agree or disagree with it, I know pieces of this you can use for your relationship or your future relationship or for yourself.
No, I was about to say for yourself.
For yourself.
Plant yourself. Grow.
Plant. Oh, plant yourself. Okay, got it. I was like, plant yourself?
I don't know. I'm just saying something. Sounds very profound. I mean, that's a pronoun. It's very
like
pronoun.
Sounds why. Okay. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for listening to us ramble and talk about love languages. Please, hey, if any of this can fit someone, like if you hear any of our episodes, share it with somebody. Share it on your stories.
Yep.
Share it on your Facebook.
Share it to your
Share it on your Insta. Share it to your mama. Yes. Your friend, whatever.
Your praise group.
Yes. And tell them, just say, hey, you heard of, this awesome, lovely, beautiful couple when marriage and purpose collide.
I like beautiful.
And so anyway, we love y'all. Please comment, leave a review and all the things. And until next time.
Peace. Thank you for tuning into When Marriage and Purpose Collide podcast.
Click on the link in the description to learn a little more about us. Subscribe and send a review on your takeaways or any new insight you have gained in this episode.
See you back here for our next episode. Peace.